In this video, I'm going to break down how you can get meetings for your agency using platforms like LinkedIn and Twitter with an inbound strategy I'm about to cover. This is going to show you how to make content to actually get engagement, like likes, comments, reposts, follows, and then actually converting those eyeballs into appointments with a flow that I'm going to show you. So the first thing is the actual content. So Twitter and LinkedIn are the main ones. Like if your niche is on Instagram, you can also do this for Instagram, like reels, highlights, same stuff applies. But what you want to do is make short form content, threads, and giveaways on X. So here are some examples of what I've done before. So this is very simple, just providing value. Like posting content is a cheat code most agency owners ignore. Everyone's focused on volume, blasting DMs, sending cold emails. When someone checks your profile, says zero posts, kills trust instantly. You don't need to post daily. You just need to look at someone who actually knows what they're doing. So with posts like this for short form, you're going to get comments, you're going to get some likes. You want to see who's actually liking those things, see if there could be a fit, and then you can start a conversation with them in the DMs. Another type of post you can do is a YouTube repurposing post. So I make a bunch of YouTube videos. So when I make them, I just repurpose them onto Twitter. I do this on LinkedIn as well. You can do this in two ways. You can actually do this, you can just give them the video straight out, or you can make them engage like with a comment and a like, and then you'll DM it to them. And then from there, you can actually get them booked into your calendar with the flow I'm going to go over. Here's another post. LinkedIn, very similar, pretty much the exact same thing. There are also carousels, which are pretty much short form content with some cool graphic design that you just people can slide, but the main thing is just providing value. So price is never the objection. If you could guarantee someone $1 million, they would rob a bank to bring you $5 grand. Problem is they don't see the value in what you do or what you're selling, and they don't believe you. That is on you, not the prospect. So here's four people liking it, and what I can do, and here's eight people from another one. What I can do is I can engage with these people in the DMs because people, it's so much easier to, I guess, set people into the calendar. It does take a little bit more time, but it's so much easier to set people that are already looking at your content, liking the content, like they're already trusting you. So it's much easier to just go in the DM, start a conversation, get them booked in. One note is you can actually use your YouTube. So for example, this is YouTube, like an AI video that I made. I pretty much explained how to use YouTube to automate the rest of your content. And that actually applies to this video right now, because what you can do is you can use Claude or ChatGPT, whichever one. You can actually train Claude to take a YouTube transcript and make short form threads, giveaways, and all types of posts. So for example, I've got this project knowledge here. So YouTube repurposing posts, I have a full process that I've instructed Claude to do. It's like with a hook, a segue, explain what you recorded, and then a listicle, and then like a no-brainer question. So if I actually go here, here are the bunch of YouTube repurposing posts that I've made before. These were all used with Claude to either make it for X or make it for LinkedIn. So as an example, see this is like the hook, this is like the segue, this is explaining what I've just done, the listicle, and then like a pain point CTA, and then you just CTA the video. So you can do this for any video that you make and any types of posts you want to make. The main thing with inbound is just providing value really and showing some unique positioning and not sounding like everyone else. So you can actually put a project knowledge into Claude, like I mentioned, and you can just get it to automate this whole thing. So that's something you can do if you want. If you don't want to do that, if you actually want to make the posts, you want to make the short form, that you by all means you can do that as well. It doesn't really matter. So once you actually start making these posts, you will start getting engagements. Now, quick word of note, if you're like just starting out, you're not really going to get that many engagements for at least 3 to 6 months. Like you can get somewhere in like 3 months. You just have to be consistent. And the formula for like inbound growth is value, volume, positioning, all to the power of like time equals like growth for inbound. So especially on these short form platforms, when to actually get engagements consistently, you want to post content for like at least 90 days, and then you'll get a huge flywheel from all that, and you'll start actually getting consistent engagements. You can actually book these people into your calendar. So if you're at that stage where you can actually get where you're getting a lot of engagements, that's fine, and you can just I'm going to explain how you can actually book these people into your calendar. If you're not, you just want to continue making posts like this. You can use Claude to automate it, and the main thing is just continue doing it and stay consistent. Like inbound is a game of consistency. So with actually like setting like prospects that engage, you want to start a conversation, like a basic conversation. You do not want to pitch them. Literally just start an open-ended conversation. So like if my niche agency owners, I can just, someone like my comment, I can just ask, look at their profile, see exactly what they're selling, ask them a question about it, ask them like, how their agency is going or what they're doing for inbound, what they're doing for like a really basic questions. And what you want to do is start building a problem discreetly. So you need to get them to discreetly talk about a problem because it's going to amplify pain. And this is one main driver that's going to actually push them to take action when you actually initiate them with your VSL, which I'm about to explain. But you want to be genuinely curious. So you want to be casual and act like you have a reason to talk about their problem that's not to go and pitch them. So, like, this is easy if you genuinely want to help people, but genuinely understanding where they're at, you can already start to see if you can help them. And so, if they're starting to talk about their problem, you immediately know that you can actually help them if you get them on a call. So, what you want to do is, if that's the case, you want to transition smoothly from the conversation that you are having about whatever it was into like this video and voice note pitch, which is just basically asking them a question about the benefit that they have pain around. So if someone was talking about they're struggling with outbound or they're struggling with doing X, Y, Z, their lead quality is bad, or like they're not getting many replies, they're not getting many bookings, you can just ask them a question. Are you looking for some new strategies to do X, Y, or Z? It's like I could ask, are you looking for some new strategies to sign clients? And you want to make sure you do this like I said, smoothly. So if you're having a basic conversation, it can sound a bit weird if you just go straight to a pitch. So you want to start the video with like, yeah, whilst I've got you, mate, then the question, or yeah, just on that note, and then you can. So just a very like a connector that actually just makes that make sense. Ask for permission to pitch them. Like be dead honest. Sometimes I'm like shamelessly honest. Like I've got something to shamelessly pitch you, but like if it sounds cool, just thumbs up the message. So, like that's like in CTA, thumbs up or a heart. You want to disarm people. They're getting like so many people get like blasted. You need to assume that people are getting absolutely blasted in the DMs, like, and because most of them are. And so if you're sounding like everyone else, you're immediately bucketed into like the rest of the people. And what do they do with the rest of the people? They don't reply and they don't book calls. So you have to have some level of uniqueness here throughout this whole like flow. Once, if they positively reply to that, you have a mini VSL you can send them in the platform. So you want to record like a Loom video, then you want to download it natively, like onto your computer, and you can actually send this to prospects on the platform so that they don't have to go into Loom to watch your video, which means you can have way less friction when you do that. What you want to do here is just pretty much present your offer. Has to sound different to what's flooding the DMs, like I said. Guarantee, don't overdo the guarantee, like you can worry about the guarantee later. Like if you focus on the guarantee, they're not going to focus on the value that you're giving. They're going to focus on, they're already going to start thinking about, oh, what happens if I get a refund? You just want to show them the value pretty much. But case studies, testimonials, any of those that you've got, unique mechanism, stay high level. So you want to explain your process from A to Z. So if you run an outbound agency or a lead gen agency, you're going to explain at a high level how you source leads, how you send the messages, how you follow up, how you track everything in CRM, how you then set those prospects into your calendar. You want to do that in a way that actually doesn't reveal much anything because you want to keep the curiosity high. If the curiosity is not high enough, they're not really going to book a call because like they don't care. Like they're not one of those biases where like the curiosity has been satiated. If in this VSL you're satiating the curiosity, it's really much harder to get them to book a call. But if you leave the curiosity high and you build enough pain, just do a really nice offer, explain what you do, just be totally transparent. You want to pitch them again, you want them on a call, and then you CTA them to a calendar, and then from there you book an appointment. There are also objections, and I do want to touch on objections as well, but because there will be people that ask a bunch of questions, but the other thing is just some general principles around this, like whether it's outbound or inbound with DMs, you need to track everything. So like you need to track, I'll just write this down. You need to track your positive reply rate, right? You need to track that, and that's going to come from like this video voice note, people that positively reply to that. And then from this one, you want to track your Calendly send rate. So like how many times you're send Calendly rate, right? And this is a percentage, and you track these pretty much just by how many voice notes did you send and how many VSLs did you send. That's for the positive reply rate. That's pretty easy. And then for the VSL, to appointment booked, it's like how many VSLs did you send, how many appointments did you book, and you calculate the percentage. You also want to calculate like your overall like appointment booking rate, which like your ABR. Now, for like inbound, it can be anywhere between like 5 and 10%. It's like you take anything that's probably less than that. You take 4%, you take 3%. But if you're like in a 1% KPI, like or in a 1%, you really want to see what's going on here and fix it. And the way you do that is you find the bottleneck. So if you, this is really where the metrics lie. Content's not really going to affect that part of the flow. So the main things you want to track is just positive reply rate count and how many times you've sent the calendar, how many VSLs you sent, because then you can iterate on these two things. But with objections, I would cover it here, but I've got a whole video on how to turn positive replies into meetings books. So this covers like price objections, like people asking for the price. It covers like people wanting more info and how to actually get these replies and continue the flow so you don't have to like deal with those objections. You can actually book people into your calendar. Because a lot of people think these objections like immediately. I've seen people like just quit when they see like a price objection. They think, oh, negative reply, I won't deal with it. Even if someone says not interested, I still turn that into like a positive reply because I just say, for example, can I send you a quick video explaining more just to see if it could make sense for you? And so essentially you get them to the next stage. But this is all explained in this video, so if you want to watch that, you can go watch that here. And yeah, just to wrap it all up, with inbound content, it really is just value, and you got to provide it over time. And you got to do it in a way that gets engagement. And that's only going to happen from like 3 months of consistent content. But if you're already at that stage, you use this flow to actually book appointments consistently. It just works really well. And yeah, you can obviously use Claude or ChatGPT to automate any type of short form you actually want to make. So if you want to save like 5 to 10 hours a week, you don't have to do that at all. And if you guys want me to, I can actually make a video about how to use Claude to actually make a huge prompt like this, because like this is really helpful because it's just you don't have to overthink about content, it really just spit it out for you. And I've got a bunch of general content creation guidelines, some copywriting rules like one idea per post, simple sentences, mountain copy, write for a third grader without losing authority, like a bunch of stuff you can tell. You can literally just totally like train Claude to do all this for you, and it does it really well, especially with the new AI coming. It really knows what it's doing. So that's like really useful. If you guys want a video about that, just let me know. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next one. And let me know in the comments what you guys want to see. I'll be happy to make a video about it. Cheers.